is doing his last family vacation today, so he is out taking his kids before his kids go back to school. I am good to go. Welcome everybody on the Go-To meeting. Welcome all of our Facebook fans. Again, every single Monday, every single Wednesday, I want you guys to make this very interactive. Good morning, Eugene. I want you guys to comment, ask questions, like. If you're on Facebook, I want you to like. I want you to ask questions, comment, whatever it is. The whole point why we want to keep giving to you guys on Mondays and Wednesdays is so you guys can continue to grow, both personally and professionally, right? And so you're a part of our community. We value you, and we want to make sure that we're giving you every asset you could possibly imagine to help you grow as a person, a business owner, and a real estate investor, and everything else in between those, right? Because in my opinion, it's almost impossible to just separate your business from your personal, and things start to meld together, and so we do our best to make sure that you have our calls every Monday, every Wednesday live. If you are watching on Facebook, what's up? Make sure you like it. Make sure you say what's up. Again, engage. That's the point of this stuff, guys. You know, you have plenty of videos to watch, and I know you have your coaching calls, but I want you guys to be engaged and to let us know if you have any questions at all. So that being said, I wanted to talk to you guys about a subject that's really near and dear to my heart, about what's up, Cheryl? I'm breaking up a lot, huh? Uh-oh. Does everyone, Eugene, am I breaking up a lot? Anyone else hear me? The heat is horrible, by the way, Eugene. Today's actually not that bad, actually. Today's like 95 degrees today. Diane says, I'm fine. Dave Miller, I'm all good. Okay, good. So I'm not breaking up. You guys can see me. You can hear me. I'm wearing my nice salmon shirt today. Salmon instead of pink. All right, cool. All right. Rebecca, what's up? You can hear me. I like it. Rebecca, hopefully you got my email. Appreciate you jumping on and jumping in here and saying hi. So hopefully you're having a great day. Okay, I know it is 11 a.m. here in the Pacific. I know it's 2 p.m. East Coast, so I wanted to get into something, and I take my notes, right? I always prepare for these conversations, both on Monday and Wednesday, because part of what I'm going to talk to you guys about, very good, thank you. Part of what I'm going to talk to you guys about is preparation and being prepared, and this idea of being lucky, and this idea of coming out of nowhere. And you hear it all the time about, you know, this idea of, there's a phrase for it, but basically when people all of a sudden become rich and famous, right? They come out of nowhere, and you know, they got lucky, and people will say Bill Gates got lucky, or Mark Zuckerberg got lucky because they had the right niche at the right time, and it was all luck. And I just completely disagree with all of that, right? It is absolutely not luck. Are there certain things, components of stuff like that and success, that tend to be a little bit on the side of luck? There are components, but it is so minute relative to the other characteristics that I'm going to talk to you guys about today, because you know, there's that phrase about, you know, luck is preparation meets up to opportunity. And I will tell you from my own personal experience, that is exactly, then I am the luckiest person ever, right? If that's how you define it, then I would agree. Because a huge component of luck is this component of being ready when your opportunity is given, okay? And what that means to you and to me and to real estate investing in the economy is, you guys all on this call have been given a credible opportunity to learn from Kent Clothier, someone who I have been learning from since I met him frickin' 7 years ago, 7 years ago, at a conference, right? My friend introduced me to him, mutual friends, and from that moment on, I've been learning from him. And you have an opportunity to learn from not only him, but myself and Pat and our coaches. but it all stems from being able to be prepared and have the right opportunity in front of you. And as real estate investors, I'll just bring it to what we do day to day. The right opportunity is absolutely there right now, right economy, right place, right time. If you don't believe it, you shouldn't be investing in real estate. You shouldn't even be here. You shouldn't be on this call. And sometimes what I'm going to say is a little harsh, but truly understand the time is now. We say it all the time. It is a motto we run our company by. But the economy, the real estate economy, how we are training you, this is your opportunity to create the life financially that you want to be able to create. And, you know, some people are going to say, oh, they're lucky because, you know, they hit it at the right time. Sure, there's some timing that plays into this, absolutely. But timing is secondary to always being prepared, okay? And what I'll tell you is you guys have already taken on overnight sensation. Thank you, Terry, is the word I was thinking about and looking for. You guys have taken on over 50% of this equation, right? Luck is preparation meets opportunity. You are being prepared by simply being on these calls, right? By simply asking us questions, having your coaching calls, going to every single coaching call, writing notes, getting prepared, right? Because when the opportunity strikes and you send out that mail and a seller calls, you are now prepared to go get your first deal or your second deal, right? So you are way into this equation. You're well over 50% of this equation. And I'm going to bring it to another level in terms of Joshua, I like it. I'm going to bring it to another level simply about this preparation and opportunity, but then there's this next level, which is responsibility, okay? This is where it is your responsibility to look out for you. It is your responsibility to take the actions that you need to take to get the results that you want to achieve. It can't be mine. It can't be Kent's. It can't be Pat's. It can't be your coach's. It has to be your responsibility to achieve what you want to achieve. There cannot be any finger pointing, right? And I wrote down a couple antonyms to go along with this conversation, meaning the opposite, right? So luck and blame are opposite, right? Responsibility and victims are opposite. And I talk a lot about the opposite of it because so often in our society as a whole, we want to be the victim. I want to blame someone else for not having the life I want. Right? I want to be able to point the finger at the government. I want to point the finger at law enforcement. I want to point the finger at taxes. I want to point the finger at my parents because whatever. Okay? And too often in today's society do we bring this idea of blame and a victim mentality. That's the mentality that our society is so ingrained in right now. And every being in my body is so opposed to this mentality because I don't believe in any of that. I've created everything I have around me. Now, I'm not saying that to give myself any props or to look at me, but I say it because along with me creating everything I have, I've also done, I've hurt some relationships along the way because I was so driven work-wise that my personal relationships would fall apart. And so there's other things that kind of fall down when you are that driven. But with that said, is I didn't ever rely on someone else. I never called Kent and said, hey, dude, I just want to see if you can just cut me a check, every month. If that's okay with you, that'd be pretty sweet. I didn't, say, hey, man, I'm going to partner with you and I'm just going to be rich and I'm just going to sit around and not work and I'm just going to, hey, man, I'm just going to make a lot of money, right? Like, there's a component where it's so easy to be victim mentality, blame for this. You got to get out of that. We as a society have to get out of that, right? And there's so much with society right now, and I want to really speak to the fact that you need to take your own responsibility as a real estate investor, as a husband, as a friend, as a wife, as a family member. Take responsibility for what you want to see as a result, okay? Don't point the finger. Don't blame. Don't say, I'm not a good husband or wife because my family this, my parents did this, right? All of that is shenanigans. That is all victim mentality, not taking responsibility. You absolutely have the ability. Sorry, my phone's going nuts here. This is what happens. You go live, the phone starts ringing. You have the ability to change anything you want in your life. If you want to make more money, you have the ability to. If you're stuck at a dead-end job, it's not my fault or your family's fault or your parents' fault. It is your fault, and I don't want to place fault, but you're making that choice to be at that. You also have a choice not to be at that job and to create the money that you want to create and to create the wealth and the income that you want to create, right? That is something that is all up to your responsibility, whatever it is, okay? And so this point of people like to call me lucky or Kent lucky or Mark Zuckerberg lucky. Absolutely not. We take our own responsibility to put forth the actions that need to be put forth to get the results that we want to get. Period. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. Kent put out a great email talking about how over the last 10 years what his business life has looked like. That's some serious work. He has put in some serious hours to create this business. And he will be the first person to tell you. And I would be the first person to say it too, because he has reached a level that we all are looking to aspire at, right? So along with this luck, and to go, you know, the antonym being blame and victim, there's responsibility. But the last step of this whole thing is accountability, right? Accountability really is, you could do it for yourself. You can hold yourself accountable. And this is the hardest part. It's for you to look in the mirror and say, I'm not where I want to be, and it's my fault. I did this. I didn't do that. I'm not making the money I want to make, and it's my fault. Because it is. The reality is, people don't want to put in the actions. They don't want to put in the time. They don't want to put in the effort, the energy, the grind, the sweat. They want to leave the office at 5 so they can go home and catch whatever TV they want to watch. They're not willing to put in the multiple hours. They're not willing to go above and beyond, right? And they are not willing to look in the mirror and hold themselves accountable at the end of the day. And I really want to encourage you from this call. This call is not for me to sit here and, you know, make everyone here feel bad, right? I want this to be encouraging to you guys. I want you to take away from this that I can do better. You know, so often being a platform that people are looking to for guidance and coaching and advice, so often people out there who are part of our community will say, this doesn't work. It's your fault. I can't believe. No, it's not. I run this business day in and day out the exact way we teach you. Kent is doing 650 deals a year. I'll break over 100 deals this year. We're going to be going into another city in Dallas. This business absolutely 100% without a shadow of a doubt works the exact way we are teaching you. And so for those who, whether it's our company or other companies or whatever, oh, this doesn't work and it cannot work. Absolutely, that's a mindset thing. We're teaching you what actively works right now. And if something is to change, we'll teach you that too. But I'm telling you now, this is where people want to blame and people want to be victims, and they don't want to hold themselves accountable. As your coaches, we actually hold you accountable. Hey, did you watch this video? Did you write these offers? Did you contact 5 realtors? Did you contact 5 investors? Did you do your part? Right? Our part is to give you the blueprint, the layout, the action plan to get your business running. Your part is to take responsibility and hold yourself accountable. Because at the end of the day, if you don't make the money you don't want to make, it's not gonna hurt my financial situation because you don't want to put in the actions. You don't want to put in the time, right? only you can hold yourself accountable to be able to push yourself, right? We do our very best to be able to say, did you do these things that we are telling you to do, that we are showing you you should be doing? Did you do them? And if you say no, you have to look inward, okay? Everything is a result of the action or inaction that you have taken, okay? And I say that, and why I say that is because I can look at my own life, and trust me when I say there are plenty of things that I did not do that I knew I should have done. And I cannot place blame on anyone except for myself. Whether it was I was being lazy, I just didn't want to do it, I was scared, I just chose not to do it. And at the same time, I personally have also done many things that I knew I shouldn't be doing, right? But maybe I just didn't care, right? Or maybe I just didn't see that it was going to end up so poorly, right? Or I was going to take the risk. And it happens to everyone. And what I want from this call for you guys got to go out there and hold yourself accountable. You know, I wrote down here JFK, what people argue to be one of the best presidents of all time, said, you know, what can you do for your country? And nowadays people say, what can the country do for me? What's the government going to provide me? And everything is, who's going to help me? I want my hands out. I want help. I want to make big money, right? So I believe that's just reverse of how it really should be. It really should be, what can I do for my country? What can I do for myself? What can I do to better my situation? What can I do to make more money? What can I do to be a better husband or boyfriend or wife or girlfriend or family member or friend? What can I do? Because it all starts from within. You know better, right? Even if your parents didn't teach you better, you know better. And you know you should be doing better, right? I did a podcast. My podcast is The Science of Flipping. It's on iTunes. Kent is actually my co-host, so it's a really good time. And we're no holds barred on iTunes, and we cuss and have a good time. And we just talk very real, right? It's a very real conversation between me and Kent. And so if you go, make sure you review it and like it and give me 5 stars and all that good stuff. So The Science of Flipping on iTunes. So please review, and that'd be awesome. But with all that said, we were talking about the Netflix original documentary, I want to call it, because I don't know the real term you would give it, but it's called I Am Not Your Guru by Tony Robbins. And there was a part of that documentary that was so eye-opening to me, because it's something I personally do myself. And it is something that has to do with my family and my parents. When I was a kid, I had alcoholic and abusive parents. Not abusive verbally, but they abused drugs and alcohol, right? And so I had to grow up really quick. All of them. My mom, my stepdad, my father, they all drank, they all did drugs, and so I was in that situation. And growing up, it was so easy for me to just blame. Blame, 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 blame. But if I'm going to blame them for the bad, I'm also going to blame them for the good. Meaning, I have created a very successful life for me personally. I live the life I want to live. And I am the person who I'm very proud to be. And I'm always growing, but I am the person I am very proud to be because of them. They showed me exactly what I didn't want to be. And I would do anything to not be that. Right? So I'm not that. And so this whole blame your family, blame this, you have to look internally for that too, right? And I'm just so opposed to this idea of blame. You need to go inside of yourself and be honest with yourself and be responsible for your actions. Be responsible for your inactions, because at the end of the day, by you not making a choice, you are actually making a choice. Does that make sense to you guys? By you saying, I don't want to deal with it, or I'm not going to choose to do that, you are actively making a choice that you are not going to be, you're going to have no input of the result of whatever this is. I am choosing not to do this. Okay, then whatever happens, you're going to deal with. If you choose not to vote, that's your prerogative. You absolutely do not have to vote. But you do not get to complain when something is happening with the government that you don't like. You chose not to vote, which is totally okay for you to do. It is your choice not to vote, right? But you can't sit there and complain and blame and do this victim mentality. You just can't do it. And you can't do that in your business. If you want to make more money, but you want to make excuses at the same time, it doesn't work. If you want to blame your family, your friends, your financial situation on why you can't make more money, then you're not going to make more money. You're going to be a victim. Woe is me. I can't do it in my market. Guys, I'm in Phoenix. It's arguably the most difficult, volatile market there is. Arguably. And I am still doing, last month we did 8 deals. We're doing fine, right? We're crushing it. But I don't place blame. I work harder. I'm prepared, right? I get prepared for what I'm going against. I do not back down from it. I understand what I'm going to go against, and I'm going to work harder, and I'm going to prepare better, right? What really gets me is when people don't prepare. They just want to play the blame game or be a victim, and they don't look internally saying, I'm the person who can create the results I want, but I'm not getting the results I want, so let's blame someone else, right? Too often now, the saying of give me liberty or give me death, right? I wrote that one down as well as a very famous quote. Now society is just give me, right? Now it's just give me, hand out, give me, right? Not give me liberty or give me death. It is just give me. And that creates a victim mentality. That creates blame, right? For those of you guys on this call, you know, you might be saying, Justin, just give me everything I need to know and just make it happen, right? That's not what coaching and mentoring is about, right? Phil Jackson couldn't shoot the ball for Michael Jordan. We can do everything we can to give you the blueprint, to give you the actions, to give you exactly what is making us so successful every single day in business, but we can't just give you a deal. It just doesn't work that way, right? But society has somehow got it so twisted now that it's this give me society, not give me liberty or give me death. It's just give me something, right? And so I challenge all of you on this call, go out there and become lucky. Go out there and be viewed as an overnight sensation. Go out there and prepare like you have to, because you do. You want the money. I mean, come on, man. You got to put in the time, right? That would be like an athlete just going out there and expecting to play a great game without practicing, without doing their homework. Just can't happen. You got to prepare every day, all day. If you feel like you're doing enough, do more, because things happen. It's never going to be perfect. If I ask you to write 10 offers, write 20. If I ask you to write 20, write 40. Do more than you think you have to do to get the results that you want. That's the only way to go about it. So take out this blame and victim mentality. Become lucky. I'm going to flip it on you. Become lucky. Let people say, man, you are so lucky. Justin's so lucky. He's in Phoenix and the price points are great. He's not in the Bay Area where it's so expensive. He doesn't understand it. There's so much competition. Absolutely, you guys are crazy. This has nothing to do with luck. This has to do with I will outwork you. I will outprepare, and I will hold myself accountable to become the best I can possibly be. And you need to do that. You need to be doing that. Right on, Josh. Yes. I like it. I like it. You guys are engaging. People are engaging. Everyone's excited about this. I'm glad this is a good subject. Kelly, cracking me up. All right, Cheryl, it's time to change, girl. It's time to change, girl. That's right, Josh. What makes me special? Absolutely. Dave, I knew it. I was in your head. Cheryl, I got your email. We're all good. That's awesome. Guys, I'm so happy. Look at Kelly. You're very welcome, Kelly. Kelly cracked me up. This seemed to be a pretty good topic. I'm glad that this was a good topic. It was something that I have a great passion about because I feel like everyone wants the results without putting in the work, right? So I'm just not about that, man. You got to put in the work. You need to become lucky. Become lucky, right? Become lucky. Let your friends and family talk about, man, you are so lucky. You're so lucky. I wish I was as lucky as you. And then just give them a big smile. You can be, right? Luck has nothing to do with it. It's preparation, meaning opportunity, which you all have on this call. It is getting prepared and then holding yourself accountable. That's it. Easier said than done, but boy, if you want the result, you got to put in the work. I'm like my old football coach. I don't know where my accent just came from. Cheryl, you got to get away from those people. Cheryl brings up a great point. If you're around people with victim mentality that like to blame, you got to get away. You have to now make that choice, and that is not an easy choice, especially if it's a family member or a loved one. You have to get away from those people. You need to continue to be around people that have the same mindset, the same mentality, the same belief systems that you. Otherwise, they will drag you down. Misery loves company, and you can't allow that to happen to yourself. Not easy. Very easy for me to say that, but not easy. I've had to make very difficult decisions over my life, and I've had to remove some friends that I am very, very close with because they just weren't on the same side. They just didn't have the same vision. They just didn't care enough, and I do. I want something that they don't want, or they do want it, but they aren't willing to do anything about it. So it didn't have to be something difficult. I just kind of let it go, and you just got to do it. That's right, Stephen. Stefan, most likely. Thanks, Kelly. Got to get rid of them. All right, guys. I love it. I love the enthusiasm. Appreciate for you guys showing up and actually, engaging. I love doing these Monday calls, as I say all the time. These are very, very fun for me. It's something I have a good passion for. And so I look forward to seeing you guys on the next Wednesday call. Actually, you know what? We have a special guest Wednesday. Make sure that you come to the call on Wednesday. We have a very special guest Wednesday. So make sure you're on the call Wednesday. Guys, I'm out of here. Always a pleasure. I'm Justin Colby, and I'm out. Peace.